Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Well, this is Bernard King from MyGridironFace. Today is, I think it's what, July 26th? Yeah, my bad. July 26th of 2026. Let me go to my screen here real quick. Just here to give you guys, this is a live stream. Just want to check out some stuff real quick and everything. So, yeah, pretty much just make sure all my socials are up and that we're streaming live and everything like that. It's a little bright out here. You know, the sun is shining in here a little bit. I tried to turn down the exposure, but apparently that sun brighter than the exposure itself. I really ain't got time to adjust it or anything like that. But, however, welcome to the show tonight, everybody. My co-host D-Lump is, he pretty much had an engagement or what have you. So I said, hey man, let's go ahead and go live today. I said at 5 o'clock. But however, he was like, yo, you know what? Like my boy, you know, he got some stuff going on. So pretty much he's out of town. So he'll be back next week. So hopefully by next week, we get it'll be some more news coming up. Well, of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of news that's going on. A bunch of news has relatively gone on this week as well. I mean, talking about ESPN, laying off all these analysts, you know, Ryan Clark situation. Ryan Clark situation pretty much was the highlight of this whole, you know, ESPN situation going on. He's fired on air. We're getting that to a second. Also talking about, in particular, the Carolina Panthers. They got some good stuff going on and some bad stuff going on. But I get to the good stuff. I get to the bad stuff on the Carolina Panthers. The bad news, not bad stuff, but bad news on the Carolina Panthers, and also maybe some good things on it as well, things of that nature. Now, another thing is, talking about quarterback situations, training camp situations, and things of that nature. And also, we're going to be getting into some college stuff. So the time is, let's see, 7:06. So I don't know how long we're going to be on here. I would say probably 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the most, so I can let y'all get back to what y'all doing. Ain't nothing coming out. So the good part about it is that Spider-Man don't come out next week, so you get to join me for a minute before you go do something else. You know, boxing. Anthony Joshua got knocked down twice, but came out with the KO. Errol Spence pretty much got that beat down last night. He retired from boxing. I mean, this is the crazy part about it. Errol Spence, right? Hold on, my phone going off. Now, Errol Spence, hold on. So, Errol Spence, hold on. I got my stuff on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So Errol Spence, pretty much, let me put my phone down. Errol Spence hadn't fought in 3 years, i.e. since that Terrence Crawford beat down. I think is what it was. And pretty much Terrence Crawford knocked him down, beat him down, came trying to make a comeback last night. Dude looked so rusty, man. He basically retired last night. Dude, it's time for you to go anyway. Because Bud Crawford put the thing on you and did some psychologically to him. I saw the fight last night. He came out rusty, swinging at everybody. He wide open, like, yeah, he retired from boxing. Dude, just go ahead and go home, got him a payday and everything like that. But boxing. But this is football, you know. We did with definitely every sport, sport every, and other sports things of that nature. Oh, congratulations to Andrew Jones, Beltran, and Kent for making it to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think this ceremony came out, maybe it was yesterday or today. They got to induct the Baseball Hall of Fame, so that was cool right there. Congratulations. I'll stay following my baseball, keeping up with my Braves and things of that nature. Now, let's go ahead and get into some, my chair's up on this microphone. So let's go ahead and get into some NFL stuff, some recap things, and things that relatively had going on recently, as of today. Starting on Monday. All right, okay, ESPN laid off. Oh, hold on, you know what, man? Move this up. I can't move it up yet. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me move this thing up a little bit. Let's show everybody. Oh my God. Hold on. My bad. Hold on, let me go back here real quick, y'all. Hold on for just a second. Hold on. Let me go right here for a second. There it is right there. All right. So, let me move this up right here. I gotta show everybody. There it is right there. So there it is. See, y'all see that right there? Y'all see the MGF mic flag right here? Yeah, it's pretty cool right here, right? I just wanna get that up in the shot. Let me turn this around real quick. It's kind of, there it is right there. A little better, right? Yeah, I have to move this up real quick, show everybody my little branding stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody See my MGF brand, you know. I got the hat, the background, and the microphone itself. You know, y'all like that right there? Yeah, got a little mic flag to go with and everything. I'm kind of moving up in the world though. But at any rate, let me straighten this up for a minute right here. Yeah, but at any rate, hopefully I can hear me better too. But at any rate, starting on Monday, Ryan Clark, man, was fired from ESPN. Well, a lot of people was fired from ESPN. Basically, everybody else kind of like got maybe like a letter, email, phone call. Their agent told them, hey, you being let go. But the most interesting thing about this was Ryan Clark's termination or layoff, firing, however you want to put it, dismissal. Pretty much he was let go on air. That's crazy right there. I mean, typically when people do get laid off, you don't see the people no more. My man came to work, went to commercial break, and told that man he was fired on commercial break. Ryan Clark, and I'm not being funny or anything like that. Ryan Clark kind of got like the Craig from Friday treatment. He got fired on his day. Now Craig got fired on his day off. Ryan Clark got fired on commercial break. Like, how do you get fired on your day off or fired on commercial break? That was crazy right there. Then he went on Pivot talking about it, and things of that nature. Basically, he said, hey, I saw the signs on the wall, the writings on the wall, things of that nature. So pretty much he got let go, and it was crazy how Disney did that. Or corporate America, they don't care nothing about you, man. That's crazy right there. Corporate America, they something else. I mean, yeah, I understand, you don't let people go and things of that nature, but it's just a certain way, you got to do it. And the way they did that seemed like there was just something that's diabolical, retaliatory, vengeance, whatever they had going on, for them to do something like that, that was crazy right there. But at any rate, yeah, so Cam Newton, Stephon Bell, a couple, hold on, let's see something. Let me pull this up real quick. I don't want to, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. I don't want to get things misconstrued. I'm gonna go over the list real quick. I didn't plan on doing this, but let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. ESPN layoffs. ESPN layoffs. Okay, all right, here it is, right here. All right, let's see here. All right, okay, let's see here. All right, here we go. So the layoffs. Ryan Clark, remember I just telling you about. Carl Rivik, Major League Baseball broadcaster for ESPN Sports Center anchor. He was laid off. He was 33 years with the network. Man, they letting people go. Cam Newton, of course. Tom Pelissero, I forgot about him. I reported on this week on my video shorts. Tom Pelissero, which was the NFL media insider. It was NFL linebacker Bart Scott, veteran NFL analyst Charles Davis. Wow, Charles Davis got let go. And then football injury expert Stephon Bell and David Lloyd. Those were the layoffs those are the most notable layoffs that happened. Like I said, Ryan Clark was just like the crazy one. It's like national news all over the place, right? But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some training camp news and things of that nature. I reported on this week as well. Diego Pavia, Heisman hopeful, Heisman finalist. He was waived or pretty much cut before the start of Baltimore Ravens training camp. So I don't know if any team has relatively claimed them on waivers, things of that nature. So that's an interesting, I would say an interesting waiver or interesting team cut and things of that nature. I mean, you can cut for a training camp. That's crazy right there. I think what it was, I don't know if it's a locker room thing, maybe the Heisman thing, but the NFL does have a way in humbling you. I think, Diego Pavia, he's a cocky little you-know-what, but I think that the Ravens let him go before training camp, so pretty much the quarterback room at Ravens training camp, pretty much going to be three quarterbacks, things of that nature. Of course, Lamar. Lamar, I was about to say Lamar Bell, but Lamar Jackson pretty much going to be the starter and things of that nature. And speaking of quarterbacks, things of that nature. Now, Jacoby Brissett, he was in the contract dispute with the Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett was due to make $4.88 million this year. His contract got reworked. He's due to make, he's on a one-year deal of $15.5 million. He got an increase to $15.5 million. And also, it has the potential to make $21 million with incentives. I mean, that means that passing yards, touchdowns, maybe other incentives that are in the contract, things of nature, maybe some injury clause that's up in there. So he's due to make $15.5 million on this contract. So like I said, it has a potential of making $21 million for $15.5 million. I mean, if you want to talk about the money, let's go down and split. Okay, $15.5 million. The government gonna take half of it, so about like $7 million. And then depending on where you play, they're gonna tax that bad boy too, depending on where you play at, things of that nature. So pretty much Jacoby Brissett pretty much got a deal that he wanted, things of that nature. I think he's been in the league for like 10 years. So he does get an NFL pension and things of that nature. So and now this is his last year. If he does, he's an unrestricted free agent this year. After the 2026 season, he can go somewhere and be a backup for somebody. I mean, pretty much Carson Beck. Well, you know what? He could stay around because we don't know what Carson Beck. Depends on what Carson Beck we get. So Carson Beck, if we get UGA and Miami Carson Beck, interception throwing Carson Beck, pretty much Jacoby Brissett pretty much can resign with the Arizona Cardinals because none of them want no Carson Beck throwing interception in the NFL. So he gonna get the defense a lot of fantasy points on defense, things of that nature. But at any rate, that's pretty much it. Well, at least 2 quarterback situations going on. Now, the 3rd quarterback situation going on, this is a good thing. The Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young birthday was yesterday, so congratulations, Bryce Young. Number 1 draft pick. Also, the Carolina Panthers picked up his 5th year option, so he is due to make $25 million in 2027. And he could get he's probably gonna get a long-term extension, over a number 1 draft pick. And it pretty much proved the point that he is. I mean, while C.J. Stroud regressed, Bryce Young has relatively progressed. So Bryce Young pretty much maybe $200 million deal, $250 or something like that. So Bryce Young pretty much the future of the Carolina Panthers. Coming out to Cam Newton. Let's see what happens with that whole thing right there. Now, speaking of the Carolina Panthers, this is the bad things, unfortunate things that have gone on with the Carolina Panthers. The first thing is Tyler, offensive right tackle. I say right tackle. He's a tackle. I think it's offensive right tackle. Starting right tackle, Tyler Moton will be out for an extended period of time. He has a blood clot on his lung. So the doctors pretty much he's up under the physician's care in terms of trying to get back to that clean bit of health. So there's no timetable when he'll come back. Hopefully that thing could be, the blood clot buzz or just get rid of the blood clot. Hopefully he'll be good to go. I mean, I would hate for these injuries. I hate for things like this to happen for certain people. You spend your life trying to get to this NFL. And all of a sudden you get this whole thing, you get this whole medical situation going on and episode things of that nature. So hopefully he will get back to a clean bit of health. Now, another thing that's going on, a shout out to Sonya Rochelle and Pickford, Carolina Pantherettes, and also All Things Perspective. Those are their pages. If you're a Panthers fan, go to those pages and go to Keep Pounding as well. But anyway, continuing on with the Carolina Panthers. Linebacker Nick Scorton tore his ACL, I think, in the first day of training camp. He's out for the season, so Carolina dealing with some major losses and things of nature on the defensive side and offensive side of the ball. So that's crazy what's going on right there. Now, moving on to some other things that are going on in the NFL. Now, of course, training camp is in full swing. I think Thursday, Friday, yesterday was like the first day of NFL training camp. So training camps are pretty much full swing. Now, here's what's going on in the LA Rams. Of course, LA made 2 big trades in the draft, right? Trent McDuffie, Myles Garrett, and they drafted Tyler Simpson. Jimmy Garoppolo has come back to the Rams as well. Also, not only that, with all these maneuvers that the Rams have made in the offseason, so other things have going on. It's been rumored, it's been speculated, pontificated, and things of that nature that Aaron Donald has relatively been sitting around the LA training yard. LA training camp, working out in the Rams facility. Now check this out. He has a facility already. He has a gym at his house already. He got crazy weights, crazy kind of machinery, all this stuff at his house. He was at the LA Rams training facilities working out. shoulder pads on and everything. Now, if Aaron Donald comes back, man, let me tell you something. The thing is that I hate to say this right here, and this no disrespect to the Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, Broncos, anybody who they got to play this year. My thing is this right here. To all you teams out there that they got to play the Rams, if Aaron Donald comes back, y'all need to find out. All you teams that that the Rams are going to play this year. Only what y'all need to do, y'all need to sit down, draw straws, flip coins, and find out who is going to forfeit games to them this year. Because if Aaron Donald come back, you got Myles Garrett who crosses double team, Aaron Donald who crosses double team. They're going to have a sack party with y'all. They probably done went out to Kroger's or some grocery store or some sack, some company that makes sacks or paper bags or something like that, because they're going to get a whole bunch of sacks on everybody. Now, D-Lump, I know that the Broncos, Moss, PS2, and that Denver Broncos defense is hell. But boy, if the Rams get Aaron Donald back, man, the Rams probably gonna be the number 1 defense. You know what? The Rams gonna be getting shutouts this year. If they just so happen to get Aaron Donald back, they might not even need Aaron Donald, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. So I mean, it's gonna be crazy right there. Now, let's go and move to another story. Oh my God, my thing is messing up again, y'all. Let me do this right here. Hit reload right here. Yeah, NFL news. I'm sorry. Let me go back to my iPad, y'all. My stuff is stuck right here real quick. Now, also not only that, again, Jacoby Brissett and things of that nature, pretty much getting another contract and things of that nature. Now, also, Kyle Shanahan was in a car accident, had some broken bones. He is pretty much doing okay. He made it out alive. Pretty much the 49ers want to keep it quiet, but you can't keep this stuff quiet. I mean, listen, we got flock cameras, rain cameras, everything. Everybody know everything, so you can't keep that stuff quiet. So Shanahan, we see how that affects. We see how that will affect his coaching ability during this training camp and also regular season. Hopefully, he gets better from that and things of that nature. Now, moving on to another story. According to Broncos Wire, by John Heath. Broncos placed linebacker on non-football injury list. Okay. Let's see what this says right here. And this just came out today. It said it wasn't a surprise that when the Denver Broncos placed offensive lineman Nick, hold on. Bless me, y'all. I'm sorry. Nick, Gargiulo on an active, physically unable to perform list. Pretty much a PUP list on Sunday, but there was another transaction. Denver also placed linebacker Jordan Turner on active non-football injury list. Turner injuries was not disclosed by the team, and his recovery timeline is currently unknown. So pretty much another Denver Broncos. I just talked about Denver Broncos too. D-Lump, hey man, if you listen to this, you seeing this in your replay on your live, you got another Bronco that's out, and by the name of what's his name again? Oh, Jordan Turner. So they could. So there's no specific. They're not disclosing injury. So we will see how that goes. Like I said, training camp, these injuries, these ACLs, and all these other things that are going on. I just pray nobody don't be getting hurt. If you do get hurt or get injured, that you coming from the injury. Hold on, let me sneeze, y'all. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I thought I had to sneeze. I don't know, my ass was kicking in something. And moving on to some other NFL news. Now, Myles Garrett. Remember I just told y'all about Myles Garrett, right? He said Myles Garrett was quoted saying, "I want the champs." There it is right there. See, I was past that point, and now something came up on my iPad, and they talking about, hey, Myles Garrett said he wants to see our Seahawks. So I told y'all need to sit down, y'all need to find out who gonna forfeit these games. Because you know what? You out there playing for nothing. Listen, go and forfeit the games, get your little paycheck real quick. I don't know if they get paid for forfeiting games, but they need to. There's a rule in the rule book. Routine refuses to show up and play or don't want to play. Yeah, y'all need to think about that right there. Now, don't be striking my channel, because look, all I just say that, hey, I'm just saying, Aaron Donald come back, you got Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett, and Trent McDuffie. Hey, man, listen. My man said he want the champs. So, Seahawks, They want y'all, dog. Like I said, y'all better pack y'all lunch and things of that nature. Now, let's go on to some other NFL news. Pretty much Fernando Mendoza, pretty much showing positive strides, learning behind Dirk Cousins. At first he was in Atlanta, we call him First Cousins, but he played bad, we call him Dirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins. So pretty much he's learning good up on the Kirk Cousins. He's showing something, Kirk, at least he's good for something. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to another thing. Pretty much, of course, Tony Romo was arrested for OWI, which is operating while influenced. So, let me tell y'all what's going on. Pretty much, he failed a sobriety test. Now, you have DWI and OWI. DWI is driving while influenced. Now, OWI is operating while influenced. In other words, DWI is relatively, you're actually driving while influenced, right? And then OWI is pretty much the car was on, but it wasn't moving. It was basically just running. So it's an OWI. He was booked in the Milwaukee County Jail, and he will be he's due in court on September 21st of 2026. So Tony Romo, man, get well, man. Get some counseling if it's true, man. I just hope you recover from that. Also, another situation that are going on. Jordan Davis dies at the age of 38, pretty much by suicide. Pretty much, he was a Kansas City Chiefs. Was he a guard? He died of suicide, and basically you're saying he suffered from CTE. Also, there's a lot of people that suffer from CTE. Junior Seau, Lord rest his soul, he passed away for suicide due to CTE. Jordan Davis, and then talking about Alden Smith, I don't think he killed himself. I don't know. Something happened with Alden Smith. He wound up passing away as well. And he had been suffering from CTE, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was something, he just basically stopped breathing. He was found unresponsive. Yeah, so pretty much CTE, the league, hopefully they're getting, they get into more in-depth and further research into this chronic illness and chronic dilemma and things of that nature. And hopefully they can heal from that. They were saying Antonio Davis may have that as well. Not Antonio Davis, correction. Antonio Brown may have it as well. So that's why he's acting all sporadic and everything. So these players need player safety and things of that nature. And also, not only that, also speaking on top of that, I think pretty much with FIFA. Now FIFA, I'm tying into the NFL. Now FIFA, relatively, it just came and went. Spain, they won a World Cup. But however, the reason I'm bringing up FIFA because what it is that a lot of NFL players relatively was petitioning the NFL, pretty much raised concerns with the NFL on natural grass because a lot of players, there's a lot of injuries that are going on with a lot of players with torn ACLs on actual turf. The little turf that being ground, then they got nothing to put pellets in it, try to make it like it's real grass. So the players are relatively, that's another thing that's going to come up in the next, collective bargaining agreement. So the players, that's one of the demands that they do have as it relates to fields and things of that nature. So I think, let's see here, I think it's Miami, Jacksonville, Chicago, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I think it's the Raiders, Green Bay. What else? It's some other football stadiums. I don't have all. I think Arizona. It's like 15. Half of the league have natural grass turf, and the rest of them, natural grass, and the other ones have pretty much actual turf. So hopefully, these players and the league and the players and the owners all come together to agreement. Hey, everybody play on grass and things of that nature. So to make the playing field more safer, things of that nature. In the NFLPA, will be fighting for that in their next collective bargaining agreement. Now, speaking of NFL Players Association, moving on to another story for the NFL. NFL Players Executive Director J.C. Tretter, I think he's the new Executive Director of the NFL Players Association. Pretty much, he won a victory for the NFL players. The NFL ownership, right? What the NFL ownership wanted to do was push for 18 games. Starting the 2027 season. J.C. Tretter, pretty much, he didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing. NFL kept pushing. He said nothing and did nothing, and because of that, the NFL just got mad, throwing the towel, said, "Hey, we'll revisit this next time." Pretty much, the players are pretty much going to be playing 17 games now. 16 was enough for me. 17 games, man, that's crazy right there. And the NFL want to do 18 games, 2 bye weeks, and then most players get hurt out here on the field and things of that nature. Because of that, the NFL ownership and the league wanted to, what they want to do was get 18 games. By doing that, if they would have gotten the 18 games, they would have extended the Super Bowl out to the end of February. But however, the NFL Players Association, J.C. Treader, he was like, he didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing. He didn't want to argue about it. So pretty much the NFL just gave up on it. So by doing that, the Super Bowl is set in Atlanta for February 13th of 2028, Super Bowl 62. It probably would have been like the end of February because, if they would have gotten the 18th game, but they didn't do it. So Super Bowl is set where I'm from in Atlanta. Man, let me tell you something. Well, I don't know if the Falcons can go or not. But if the Falcons do go, man, I'm going to tell y'all something just like this. If the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, I'm going. I'm just letting you know. If the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, I'm going to the Super Bowl. If it comes to Atlanta, the Falcons play in Atlanta. But I don't know how this is going to fare out, though. But at any rate, let's go on to some more other stories. Going into the let's go and get into the college stuff real quick. Now, college. Now, Georgia, it's predicted that Georgia and Texas pretty much round out the top 2 teams in college football and things of that nature. So pretty much Georgia and Texas is pretty much going to be, there's going to be a battle going on this year. I don't know if Georgia plays Texas this year, if I'm not mistaken. But Georgia and Texas pretty much going to be rocking the house this year. Now, that doesn't exclude, look, I'm not tripping on the ACC, the almost competitive conference in terms of football. No, you know what? Anyway, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the Pac-12. Not excluding those. No, all respect to those conferences and disrespect to those conferences in the same breath. But at any rate, going to get into all that stuff right there. So Georgia, Texas, pretty much top 2 teams. Not in terms of ranking, but Georgia, they got deep defense. They're gonna be this Georgia team that reminds me of the national championship team in 2021 and 2022. Man, them boys back, man. But Texas, pretty much, they got Arch Manning. And don't get me wrong, Arch Manning finna come through the bad boy and rake shop this year. So Arch Manning still gonna be, he's that guy. So don't get it twisted, don't get it wrong. Texas gonna rock the house this year as well. Of course, Ohio State, they lost a lot of people, but Julius saying, you got Jeremiah Smith, pretty much the top 5 pick, and their Buckeyes offense. Michigan, on the other hand, let's see what Kyle Whittingham does with that because he's a new coach. So let's see how quickly he can adjust to get this Michigan Wolverine football team back on the winning track because with Sharon Moore was there. He pretty much had one of them other problems over there. We're gonna get to Michigan in a second. But anyway, Penn State, they lost James Franklin. So pretty much Ohio State pretty much is gonna be running the Big Ten. Now, the Big 12, that's another story. That's another entity within itself. Texas Tech, pretty much just their conference. Big 12, that's the only thing I see on the Big 12. Now, Pac-12, I don't know who in Pac-12. I had to go look at the list and everything. No disrespect. Now, the ACC, Miami, nothing. It's all seriousness. But all seriousness, Miami, Florida State, Clemson. Of course, Miami, Clemson, Florida State, SMU. SMU could be making some noise as well. Things of that nature. So we see how that whole ACC comes out. Who comes out the ACC? Pretty much. I like Miami coming out the ACC. This is my opinion. Now. Speaking of which, going back to Michigan. Now, in Michigan, right? So, in Michigan, Ward Manuel, the athletic director of the Michigan Wolverines, the athletic director of that department, he is due to step down because investigations come back saying that he handled such investigations, with the Sharon Moore situation, with the basketball coach going to Dallas. So pretty much Ward Manuel, he did a good job at the same time. He stacked the job at the same time. So He will be stepping down at the end of the 2026 football season. No, the end of this year, my bad. The end of this year. He's due to receive a buyout of $7.1 million. So pretty much, and I'm not gonna lie, in much respect to Ward Manuel, he brought back Michigan. He brought back Michigan football with the national championship. He brought back Michigan basketball with the national championship. So Ward Manuel did do some good things, but with the whole Sharon Moore situation and other situations that were going on, inappropriate relationships within the athletic department, pretty much the Board of Regents pretty much came back and did an investigation. Hey, you don't want to mess this whole thing up. So, you know, we're not going to fire you, but you know what? We're just going ahead and buy you out and just go ahead and go somewhere else. So that's pretty much the whole thing as it regards to and in relation to the whole thing with college football. I mean, with the Michigan Wolverine. Let me put my notes up again. College football. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. All right. Putting this up again. Now, the whole thing is with the college football, it's pretty much, you know, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with Lane Kiffin, you know, with LSU Tigers. You know, the thing is, what Lane Kiffin we going to get? Are we going to get the loyal Lane Kiffin, or something don't go his way, he going to pout and leave? I mean, you know, listen, LSU going to fire all their coaches. Don't worry about LSU. Let me tell you something real quick. Don't worry about firing Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin is going to quit on y'all. If Lane Kiffin ain't going his way, he quitting. I'm letting you know right now. Lane one of them type people. It's kind of like you like him, but at the same time, you got to be careful of him. So this thing that's going on with Lane Kiffin. What other stuff do I got? I think that's all I have for football news, things of that nature, and some more things that are pretty much come out on, you know, maybe tomorrow. I'll report on that and things of that nature. Like I said, training camp. Excuse me. Training camp is in full swing. You know, like I said, I wasn't gonna be long for the show tonight. I just want to get this out the way. And so, oh wow, it's 7:36. So I wasn't gonna be long. I just want to go over everything. You know, there's some headlines and storylines that are going on. So, like I said, tomorrow training camp will be in full swing. I will have more on this stuff tomorrow. That's pretty much it that I have for you guys today. Things of that nature. I didn't have much to prepare for you guys. It's pretty much, I just want to get on here real quick, just get back in the move of things, because the NFL is back. Probably, I think coming up, not the next show, because next week is Spider-Man, so I'm gonna go see Spider-Man next week. I don't know if I'm doing next week, depending on what D-Lump want to do. But anyway, this is pretty much all the stuff I got for you guys tonight. Like I said, you can reach me at on Instagram at Bernard King 7. That's my personal Instagram page. My football page, my verified page is my _gridiron_face. It's a blue check mark page. That's my check mark page on Instagram. You can reach me on Facebook at Bernard King, that's personal Instagram page, and my MyGridironFace personal. No, not my personal, but my I guess my football page on MyGridironFace. Also, I'm on TikTok at MyGridironFace. So I got an X account. I just need to go in and just, you know, clean up some stuff on X and things of that nature. I'll give you guys all that stuff later on. I need to go ahead and verify that page as well. That's pretty much the news I got for you guys today. You guys have a super Sunday. If you haven't seen the Odyssey, me personally, I actually liked it. It's pretty good. Some people say they don't like it, but the Odyssey, a lot of people love it. I love the Odyssey. So go see the Odyssey. Go watch some baseball. Do some other stuff and everything in that nature, or watch a Marvel movie. You know, Doomsday coming out too. You know that, right? Yeah. So go watch, you know, some Avengers and try to tie up the storylines, find out what's going on, things of that nature. So that's pretty much the news I got for you guys today. See you guys soon. Holla. Peace out. You have a super Sunday. Holla.